Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
Yes, quite a morning for me this morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as Dawg Knight on the internet. I'm looking over here because I'm still setting up the show. It's just one of those days. We moved our entire operation at the from one side of the building to the other with new stuff, and obviously when you move a whole bunch of people over to a new spot, things don't go as planned. So here I am, the one that you love, very late another day. So hi, happy what's today, Tuesday? Happy Tuesday. Let's get into it quick because I don't have a lot of time. Share the stream though. I see a couple of you already doing that. I appreciate it. Did I already move this over here? I didn't. Here, let me copy and paste that. Oh, I did. Never mind. Okay, fine. Let's say hi and get it going because people will stroll in and they'll figure it out once we get here that we're already started. There's only 6 people here because I just got to do it. So first in the chat though, Kara Soldier gets the. Oops, wait, you don't get one of those. You just get that and the bell and a horn. There you go. Welcome, Kara Soldier. Beat midnight by a fraction, a tiny, tiny fraction of a second. Amazing. Also, good morning, Miss Wild. Oh, Midnight, of course. I'm sorry, you were second. I should say your name second, right? Good morning, Midnight. How you doing, dear? Miss Wild Wolf is in the house, and also the Pope is here. Pope Tyrannius III, the Blessed Lich, and the Keeper of all things holy. With the daily message of hope, the Pope says, blessings of the divine among us dead. Sunshine, ? Check. Singing birds, ? Check. I have everything needed for a good day. Wait. Nope. I'm good. Good day? No, great day. Check. Oh, yeah, that's a good message. Good morning also. Blue-Eyed Scream. Saw you early this morning over on Monkey's chat. Louie is in the house. What's up? Somnambule Nation, Jay Blizza, who is also over at Monkey's chat. People slowly rolling in, but it's just because I started too late. Some of you probably thought I wasn't even going to do a show today, but I said yesterday I would just spend some time on some of the stuff happening at the old No Kings rally. Some things, because this morning or the last couple of days, the Joe Walshes of the world and all the little influencer fuckwads were all like, oh, see, we had all these people out for a protest and there was no one beating cops. Nobody died. Nobody, it was totally peaceful. And I'm like, y'all are jerking off to your first peaceful rally ever. Are you kidding me? And then I saw some things that people have pointed out that, oh, well, some of these people, while being peaceful, we're certainly calling for some very non-peaceful events to happen in the near future. So we'll get into that and more. But first, let's. It was not peaceful. Well, it was peaceful-ish. It was peaceful for millions of people out in leftist land. But anyway, so but let's do this first. Let's say I said hi to everybody. I also want to say thank you to the people who have been sharing the stream this morning. There's a bunch of yous already. So let's go down the thank you list. Oh, that was news from yesterday. First, Miss Wild Wolf, thank you for, what the hell happened there? Ms. Wild Wolf shared the stream on her own, as always, just like many of you do. Totally peaceful would be nice. Come check out what our favorite content creator, current events teacher, Marty, aka Dawg Knight, has to say. Well, that's very kind of you. I love it. Thank you. Also, Somnambule Nation with also posting the stream. Thank you. And today's Let's Go. I'm not sure. What is this? Who is this dude? This is a Let's Go GIF, Biff, Back to the Future. And then we have our daily Ric Flair. Woo! Thank you, Tyler Alexander. Always posting a little Ric Flair. And late, but let's go. Nitpick is going to nitpick. Yeah. A little Medea action going on there. Thank you, Somnambul Nation. And Somnambul Nation and Tyre retweeted the show and so on and so on. Oh, Kessler's in the house. Is Kessler here? Kessler liked it, at least. Good. I don't know if you're here, but it's nice to see that name for a while. Good morning, Renee Mayette. Good morning. And also, who else just showed up? Darren Root, what's up? I missed somebody. I saw somebody. Darren Root, Renee Mayette, Jay Blizz, I said JB. Or did I say JB? I think I did. And I saw where was it? The dude my mom used is on my Pokemon game. This dude? Ah, okay. Well, there you go. All right. I didn't pick out a particular holiday, but here's some of the holidays happening today. Today's the International Day of the Nacho. Oh! Now, do you ever go to a restaurant and you see nachos on the menu? And is your first thought when you see nachos on the menu, even it's like super nacho, whatever nachos, when you see nachos on the menu, do you always think twice? Because you just never know what you're going to get. In theory, you're going to get a bunch of chips with maybe some meat and cheese and maybe some guacamole and pico and whatever. Or some places, they'll just bring you some stale chips and some melted Velveeta. Nachos are such a hit and miss. And also, by the way, nachos are a Southwest American creation, but it's funny how all the Mexican restaurants sell them now too. It's just weird. But anyway, so yeah, not happy International Day of the Nacho. Also National Apple Day. Hey, this is that time of year, especially here in Minnesota, where a lot of people take their kids down to the apple orchards. My favorite is Minnesota Harvest down in Jordan, Minnesota. Also, right nearby there is the largest candy store I have ever been in. It's Minnesota's largest candy store. It's about 40,000 square feet of candy store, or maybe more than that, maybe 100,000 square feet. In fact, let me look that up. Let me look that up because it's a phenomenon. I've taken video there. I'll probably have to do that. But anyway, Minnesota largest candy store. It is a monstrosity. How many square feet is it? I always wondered about that. Let's see. Show more. I mean, and it has it has so many different kinds of candy. It has candy there that you thought they don't make anymore. It's an amazing place. Okay, I guess apparently it doesn't tell you how many square feet it is. Here, Minnesota largest candy store. In Jordan, Minnesota. It's fascinating. I got to tell you. So here's on John's Memorial Drive, Minnesota largest candy store owned by Robert Wagner. It's also known as Jim's Apple Farm. It's a family-owned, operated business in history. For the history of it, over 40 years, Minnesota take pride in offering unparalleled selection of candy and local products. They also sell pies and cakes and ice cream, but it's candy, and it's cool inside too. I'll have to do some video in there. But anyway, as you see for this picture, it's like they have all these displays. Like they have a superhero room. They have what is that show with the ice? What's that show with the ice? Not Frosted. What's this show? With the Ice Queen and the hell's that? What's that movie called? Anyway, it's a big Disney movie. But see this picture over on the right here? It's like 9 sections of Frozen. Thank you. 9 sections of building, and it is the coolest place to walk through because they have all these different, figures. They have all this. It's just cool. I'm just telling you. That picture doesn't do it justice. Anyway, I'll leave it in the links. If you're ever in Minnesota, you got to go to Jordan to the Minnesota's largest candy store. It's kind of fun to go down there. Okay. Also, I don't know why I brought that up. Because of National Apple Day, because that's right near the Minnesota harvest apple orchards. Anyway, also it's Back to the Future today. Oh, time travel Back to the Future with us and celebrate Back to the Future Day. Oh, is it? Oh, it is. It's October 21st. Okay, that's when they supposedly went back to the future. National Pets for Veterans Day. Good idea. National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day. Oh, I should make a pumpkin cheesecake today. I didn't even know that. I love me some pumpkin cheesecake. National Reptile Awareness Day. Be aware of reptiles. National Alexander Day. If your name's Alexander, today's your day. National Check Your Meds Day. Or check your loved one's meds. Because sometimes your loved ones need help with meds. Count Your Buttons Day, Everyone Writes Day, National Pharmacy Technician Day, and then a couple foreign holidays. National Archives. Geez, there's a lot of them today. National Archives Day, National Jameson Day, Global Iodine Deficiency Disorders Prevention Day. That's very specific. And Trafalgar Day and Police Commemoration Day in India. So there you go. Those are the holidays today. The holiday calendar will be in the links. Let's move on. This got one thing that's trending that I want to talk about, and then we'll get into mostly just stuff from the No King's Day protest. The No King's Day that the king very magnanimously, if I said that right, allowed to happen without any bloodshed and dragging and drawing and quartering anybody through the streets. So, or should I say drawing and quartering people and then dragging their body parts through the streets, whatever that means. Okay. But anyway, the White House is trending because people are, I guess people are upset about this renovation that Donald Trump's doing. He's building a ballroom, whatever. Oh, by the way, apparently some team, what team was this? Remember when teams were too afraid to go to Trump's White House for the fear of backlash? Now are saying Trump is a role model. Vibe shift is real. What team showed up at the White House? Is this, what team is this? Is this some college? What team is this? I have no idea what this is. Is this a baseball team?
Mr. President, thank you for having us in your home. I think the main thing I take away from you is work ethic, something we preach, and nobody works harder for America than you. So thank you for setting a good example.
I don't know what team this is that went to the White House because they won something. Who knows? But anyway, a lot of people are talking about the renovation. And there's, like, for some reason, people are left really mad about it. Now, remember, the renovation of the White House that's going on, they're building this ballroom, right? And it's 100% funded by donations. It's not costing the federal government. Anyway, everyone, all these different people are donating to make this renovation. And it's interesting because this guy points out, Kevin Dalton, I wonder why everyone on the left is so upset about President Trump's expansion of the White House that is being 100% funded by donations, but have zero interest in the $1.6 billion expansion of Gavin Newsom's California Capitol that is 100% taxpayer funded and 100% cloaked in non-disclosure agreements. Because apparently a lot of those contracts were sent over to some of Gavin Newsom's friends. And it's funny because even here in Minnesota, they got over $1 billion, it's like, maybe, how much is the Minnesota, Minnesota building renovation? I think it's like $1.6 billion. Minnesota Capitol. Oh, Capitol, OL, right? Let's see. The one in Minnesota. Minnesota Capitol Restoration. Oh no, that was the one from 2017. Completed more than $8 million under budget. They don't mention it was over a $200 million renovation. They're building a new. Oh, it's $310 million. But that was when we still had money. Like, we had an $18 billion surplus in Minnesota when Governor Walz came in, and now we have a deficit. So, yeah, we're trying to figure that one out. They're building a new office building, and they don't even need one. They could just renovate the old one for a lot cheaper. Anyway, people bitching about the White House restoration project. And now, someone else pointed out, too. Teddy Roosevelt built the West Wing of the White House. That was a renovation. Taft made the executive office Oval. Howard Taft, is that his name? Howard Taft? FDR added the entire East Wing and included an indoor pool for himself. Truman gutted the entire White House and redid it. Nixon added a bowling alley. Remember there was a bowling alley? I think it's still there too, because I remember they have pictures of Obama's bowling on Nixon's bowling alley. Obama added a basketball court, and Trump is building a ballroom. There's been all kinds of changes to the White House. And someone here, this Joe from Jersey, that weirdo chick. Everything this motherfucker touches dies. Look at what he's done to the White House. Yeah, it's a renovation, dumbass. They have to tear part of it down. They're tearing down the old ballroom and they're adding a new one. It's not like they've never done this before, to which someone said, remember when the White House was built by slaves and was a monument to white supremacy? Not a single one of these people even knew the East Wing existed until yesterday because there wasn't a TV show about it. They don't care about the White House or history or America. They just love being outraged at Trump. Oh, damn. That is so true. So true. Someone is, I don't know who needs to hear this, but the wing of the White House Trump is rebuilding as a ballroom was actually demolished under FDR. It was originally built in 1902, and most of what stands now dates from 1942. These halls being renovated are modern. Not ones our founders ever used. So anyway, yeah, it's not this. The original East Wing that they're removing and putting in the ballroom, I think it was built in 1902. It wasn't part of the original White House. So a lot of people bitching about it. Now, other news. Apparently, CNN has this whole government shutdown thing. Well, apparently, CNN polls say that. Trump is winning this battle. Hi, Rick. Oh, by the way, hi, Rick Ashbringer. Nice to see you. And Lord Stanhope. And that's everybody. Okay. So now Breitbart puts in far left CNN. I don't know if CNN is considered far left. It's definitely left and Democrat centric, but not, I don't know. I wouldn't call them far left. MSNBC, I would say more than far left, more radical left. Anyway, here's the polls on the shutdown. Apparently, Trump is winning this war on
That's exactly right. Turns
words.
out shutdowns are different the second time around when it comes to Donald Trump. Take a look here. We speak about Donald Trump shutdowns, net approval rating. We're talking 20 days into it. In 2018/2019, Donald Trump's net approval rating was already falling. The shutdown was eating into his popular support. It was down 3 points already at this particular point and would fall considerably more. It was very much on the decline. You come over to this side of the screen, this shutdown hasn't eaten into Donald Trump's support at all. His net approval rating is actually up a point in terms of his popular support. So the bottom line is this. The first shutdown during Trump's first term, 2018-2019, was hurting Donald Trump. This one is not hurting him at all. There's no real reason Donald Trump might say, at least when it comes to popular support, I want to get out of this shutdown.
Look, what about the question of blame?
Yeah, okay, what about the
that's
question
what I want to hear.
Okay,
who's being blamed
Donald
for
Trump's
it?
net approval rating was down 2018 to 2019. You talk about 2025.
Schumer.
Net approval rating is up. It comes down to the blame game, a game I loved to play when I was younger.
Schumer.
Blame Trump for the shutdown, a great deal. In 2018/2019, 61% more than...
So more than just Democrats in 2018 blame Trump. Oh, but now...
3 in 5 Americans blame Trump a great deal for that particular shutdown. You come over to this side of the screen, look at this. It's a different world. It's a different world. 48% of Americans blame Trump a great deal for this particular shutdown. So it's more than 3 in 5 back in 2018/2019. It's less than half, a drop of 13 points.
Great deal.
Again,
That's a very calculated measurement. It's very, very accurate and measurable. Let's see what else they say.
It's no real wonder that Donald Trump, at this point, looking at the shutdown, says, you know what, it's not actually harming me politically, in large part because he's getting less of the blame.
And he's doing things differently during this shutdown.
Yes, exactly right. We talk about Donald Trump and you say, okay, he wants to be a consequential, influential president. Well, if the legislative process is basically freezed up, on Capitol Hill, you may say, well, then he can't actually get legislation through. But that's not how Trump is governing in this term. We've spoken about this over and over and over again. He's using his pen. He's using executive orders. Trump executive orders at this point of presidency.
Now, I'm not a fan of the executive orders. Just telling you, unless they're specifically things that are only the executive branch could do without legislation. But I'm just saying, he's kind of saying, don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness. And that's kind of how he's been rolling. So is what it is. Good morning, Selecta Boy.
Yeah, boy.
So, all right. But I wanted to talk about the shutdown politics right now because it seems as though more people are blaming Democrats and particularly Chuck Schumer than Donald Trump. Now, so let's see, the past media would have effectively sold Trump's threats to the public as divisive and blackmail. You can see the 2013 era media ensuring these comments backfire on a Republican president, but not this time, which proves two things. First, this is more proof the regime media has lost almost all the influence it once had to shape the agenda. Yeah, that's the thing. The media is not shaping public opinion as much as they used to. And they haven't been able to manipulate the public opinion to aid and abet the Democratic Party. These days, Trump and his people go over the corporate media's heads. Every day, they saturate the airwaves and online world with a concise, clear, and common sense driven message. And this, in turn, obliterates the fake media's ability to choose the narrative, set the terms of the debate, and get the better of the Republicans. So here's a good example. Jim Jordan on CNN with Caitlin Collins, everybody's favorite Democrat hack.
If premiums jump, people can't afford it. They don't have health care. And then the burden on people who are sick and need that coverage is higher.
I tell you what the Democrats want. The Democrats want health care for people who are non-citizens. That's driving up health care costs too.
Don't change the subject from the subsidies.
No, the subject is you're talking about health care, and all I know is Maxine Waters said we want health care for illegal immigrants.
But I'm talking about the subsidies themselves,
every single Democrat presidential candidate back in 2020, they asked them, how many of you will support health care for people who are non-citizens, for illegal immigrants? Everyone on stage raised their hand. Kamala Harris raised her hand. Joe Biden raised his hand.
He has changed the subject, though. It is about the subsidies. And even if it's just about the subsidies, Democrats trying to force policy by shutting down the government for how long has it been? 20 days? That's on the Democrats' Senate. They're the ones who are filibustering just a continuing resolution to keep the government open while they negotiate all this other crap. But they're trying to hold the American people hostage. If you listen to videos of Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, everyone talking about shutdowns, 9 years ago, they were all saying, this is the Republicans trying to hold the American people hostage. Well, guess who's holding them hostage now? The United States Senate over policy differences. And that's fucked up. to quote Errol Flynn. Okay, so enough about that. Let's get on to what's the other one here? Oh, by the way, here's PG Media has this article. This could be the worst news for Democrats about the shutdown. Matt Margolis put this. This is short and concise too, and he's talking about this same CNN, blurb about the shutdown. Make no mistake about it. When Democrats shut down the government, they figured it would be an easy public relations victory for them. In all fairness, that's usually how it goes because they have the entire mainstream media pushing their agenda, their talking points. But the latest numbers from CNN's chief polling analyst, Harry Enton, tell a far different story and a deeply unsettling story for Democrats and highlight what most of the media are loath to admit. Americans simply aren't blaming President Trump the way they once did. And we saw the thing there. So I've got both articles in the links today. You can see that. You can read the full articles yourself. All right, let's move on. Other trending things. This is just one of the news items that pop up when I opened up trending topics. Apparently at Illinois State University, Derek Lopez, a 27-year-old graduate teaching assistant at Illinois State University, overturned a Turning Point USA table on campus while citing Jesus as justification, disrupting an event for conservative comedian Alex Stein. University police arrested Lopez on October 19th on misdemeanor charges of disorderly conduct and criminal damage to property. Illinois State terminated Lopez's employment. Oh, no! On October 20th, affirming its commitment to campus safety and free speech for student organizations. So good. If it was Thursday, what would I be saying right now? Fuck that guy. So here's Mr. whatever his face, professor. He's a professor at Illinois State. He's a professor.
What else are they throwing out here?
That's depressing.
Throw this sucker
Dang, how did this get covered?
Whipped cream
That's
everywhere.
so sad.
Oh.
Oh!
It's,
Oh!
nice. Granted, he's a graduate assistant, but he's been fired. Aw. So a lot of people posting about that because you know, the left is never violent. Oh, do you consider that violence? By the way, I do. I consider that violence. You're violently destroying other people's property. Hello, Unacceptable Views, my other favorite Canadian. So yeah, fuck that guy. Good for him. Good, he's gone. Also, in the prominent in the news stuff today. And this is what we're going to do today. We're going to watch some videos of things that happened at the No Kings protest that, this very peaceful protest. Oh my God, no one was fighting with cops. No one heard, police were injured. No one this and that. Trying to compare to January 6th as if the entire summer of 2020 never happened. So anyway, one of the big topics still on X. Millions joined No Kings protests against Trump's policies across all 50 states. Yes, there were a lot of protests in little towns and big towns all over the place. Lots of old folks, gray hair, blue hairs especially, but there was, there were younger people somewhat out these valleys. On October 18, 2025, millions of Americans participated in No Kings rally. Although, as you may already know, they had to change the name in some places. We talked about that yesterday. And other people are talking about it today. I beat them to it. They were protesting at No Kings rallies in all 50 states, organized by groups like Indivisible, George Soros, to oppose President Donald Trump's executive actions, including potential use of the Insurrection Act and National Guard deployments in cities like Memphis and Washington, D.C. Trump dismissed the protests as a joke funded by George Soros and radical left groups, and posting an AI-generated video on Truth Social depicting himself dropping sludge on protesters, which drew bipartisan criticism from House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Wait a minute. Listen to this sentence. Which drew bipartisan criticism from House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries and musician Kenny Loggins. Now, hi, Keishel. What's up, Kirsten? As much as I like Kenny Loggins as a musician, I don't give a shit what he thinks about the stupid meme that Donald Trump put out. And look, it was childish, stupid, and silly, and kind of funny. But still, because it got into this little spat with Harry Sisson, the little influencer fuckwad. Anyway, who demanded its removal. Oh, they demanded its removal. We demand you remove this. I don't think Trump actually made the meme or posted himself necessarily, but someone on it who runs his Truth Social account when he's told them to do it did. Now, while largely peaceful with celebrity involvement like John Bon Jovi, the events included isolated incidents such as inflammatory speeches in Chicago and racial tensions in Portland. Racial tensions in Portland? That's like America's second whitest city. Anyway, amid conservative pushback on funding sources totaling over $294 million from entities like the Open Society Foundation, which would happen to be He Shall Not Be Named's foundation. So anyway, as I scroll, let's scroll a couple of these and then we'll go through some of the articles. A couple posts here, and some are good and some are bad. So we're going to start with this one. White boomers have the right to have mass therapy sessions about the fact Donald Trump won. But to call it a No Kings protest, to act like he is a king, is utterly preposterous. This is, what's her name? Batya Ungar Sargon. She was on This Is CNN. This is a man. Well, here, let's just play it. These protests were overwhelmingly
white. They were overwhelmingly elderly people, older people. Now, again, you know, white boomers have the right to have a mass therapy session about the fact that Donald Trump won. But to call it a no kings protest, to act like he is a king, is so utterly preposterous. This is a man who won the popular vote.
Ding.
He won every swing state.
Ding.
He is a person who is enacting the exact agenda he promised he was going to enact while he was campaigning. And so what they are actually protesting is the absolute perfection of American democracy, where a person campaigned on an agenda, won the popular vote, and is now enacting that agenda. So it was actually a protest of democracy, all of which is to say the only way to greet such a preposterous proposition, calling this a no kings rally when it's actually an anti-democracy rally, is to crap on it. I'm sorry, is to basically make fun of it. And I think that that has been the Trump administration's approach. They didn't try to stop it, God forbid, because he's not a king. They allowed them to have their say. They allowed them to go out there, and then they made fun of them.
Now, she's 100% right. I'm not going to dispute what she says. I would like to, but I have to add to it, though. I have to add to it. What was I going to say? I forgot because I got caught up in that. The idea that these people are complaining that Trump is trying to destroy democracy is also a little bit silly because, like she said, he was democratically elected, won the popular vote, won the Electoral College, and aren't you, by trying to get rid of him, aren't you subverting democracy by thinking your little protest is going to do anything? By the way, has anything happened since Saturday? Like, has Donald Trump trembled in the corner and begging for people not to make him step down? Yeah, no. What did the No Kings protest accomplish? But they had, oh man, the sponsors they had so many. I wish I could find that, because there's the list of the groups that are part of it. They, like, all these groups that organize people and get these protests out. It was pretty massive, the number of groups that were sponsoring it. I mean, obviously all the pre-printed signs and all this stuff. It wasn't organic in any way, but they certainly got a lot of liberals out there. Laugh at them and then make memes about laughing at them. Sun Shu. Yeah. So anyway, poor Harry Sisson is having a hard time because Donald Trump, apparently the poop meme thing had a picture of him on it, and he's very, very upset about it. Also, Kenny Loggins, that's because they used the song Danger Zone. Here it is. Kenny Loggins took legal action against Donald Trump, demanding $500 million in copyright lawsuit after his song Danger Zone was used without permission in an AI video mocking anti-Trump demonstrators during the No Kings Day March. Now, I'm curious, Kenny Loggins does not own the publishing rights to the song Danger Zone. Oh, that's a proposed community note. Also, I don't know if the White House buys licenses for using music for things. I have no idea, because it wasn't a campaign thing. I don't know, but he demanded it be taken down. That's why he was demanding it be taken down. Also, breaking hilarious moments, CNN just made Hakeem Jeffries watch Harry Sisson be dumped on by a fighter. Oh, this is great. Wait, let's now. The only problem is I'm going to cut the music on this, because I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Well, here we'll just post this. We'll see what happens. Who cares?
Which showed him with a crown, flying in a plane, bombing the No Kings protesters with piles of
Harry Sisson in front.
Waste. It's a family program. I'll use that word.
House
poop. Speaker Mike.
She can't say poop on CNN. Come on, man. She can't say poop on CNN. As many times as I hear people cussing on CNN, she can't say poop. Poor Hakeem Jeffries has to sit there and watch it too.
Johnson says that it's just Trump using social media and satire. Satire is the word that he used to make a point.
It is satire.
How do you see it?
Wait, let's see what Turnip has to say. Turnip, the most anti-charismatic human ever in the American government, the halls of Congress. Well, anyway, I'm sure there's somebody that's less charismatic than Hakeem Jeffries. I mean, Joe Biden in late stages of dementia, sure, but Hakeem Jeffries is relatively young and fit and whatnot, and he still has the personality and charisma of a turnip. Anyway.
Well, that video is deeply unserious.
Yes, it is deeply unserious. It's not supposed to be serious. What do you call him? Minority leader? Jeffries?
Unpresidential.
It's unpresidential, and I you know what? Because as I say, Donald Trump's a jackass, but sometimes you need that jackass just to lighten things up a little bit, and he did.
Deeply un-American.
Deeply un-American. Deeply un-American.
Fortunately, it's the type of erratic, extreme behavior that...
Erratic and extreme. Yeah, no. If he... Now, it would be extreme if... It would be extreme if he actually had real bombers going over the crowds, dropping poop on them. That would be extreme and erratic. This was a meme. It wasn't real. Anyway.
The American people have continued to see from this president and from this administration from the very beginning. And of course, it's no surprise to us that House Republicans continue to behave as nothing more than reckless rubber stamps for Donald Trump's extreme agenda that's hurting the American people.
By the way, you never notice how Turnip always is very careful to throw in the word extreme? Always he throws in the words extreme when he's talking about the GOP or Trump.
People, and of course for his extreme behavior that they continue to whitewash.
Oh, that's racist. That's racist. What? To whitewash?
That's racist!
Anyway, so there's Turnip, dude. There's Turnip with his thoughts on the poop meme. A poop meme, yes. All right, now, here, Trump protester loses his mind talking about Trump as king. Let's see what this one is. We're just gonna watch videos now from now on. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. So here's one of the protesters talking about Donald Trump being a king. I don't like calling him Dollar Store Obama. I don't like calling Jeffries Dollar Store Obama. He's more like Timu Obama, but I prefer Turnip because again, he has the charisma of a turnip. Okay, let's see what this guy says. He's going to talk about Donald Trump as king.
But if we had a king, we wouldn't.
It's only on your right side. If you have headphones on, you might need to put the right headphone in.
But if we had a king, we wouldn't be able to have the protest.
No, we would. We would.
What does your sign say?
We have the right to protest. And Trump would say no, by the way.
Wait, whoa, wait. There's some cognitive dissonance going on. Isn't he in the middle of a protest? And what has Trump done to stop the protest?
Would say no.
If Trump would say no, we wouldn't be having a protest.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Well, we have a
You're
protest.
talking about ICE going over and throwing people away?
What I'm saying is we do have our right to protest. I don't believe Trump is
You're
stopping
in the
your right
middle
to
of
protest
one,
because we're having this
dumbass.
today.
He's trying to. Are you seeing what sort of stuff he's saying?
He's not here stopping it.
What did he say?
Are you kidding me? Trump would
Where
have
is
to be in
he?
101. Trump would have to be in over 1,000 locations to stop these protests. These are happening all over the country today.
He didn't
It
call up
doesn't
the National
matter.
Guard.
Of course he's not here to stop it.
Where is he stopping it?
New York City police.
Where is he stopping it?
Allow him to go over and send troops to stop
Where
these
is he
protests.
stopping?
It's
God, this
entirely
guy's
legal.
dumb. Yeah, it's his Destiny's twin. That's a good question.
We wouldn't be able to have the protest.
No, we would. We would. We would. The worst dictatorships in the world have protests. You don't understand that. Do you really think that a dictator, a king, is all powerful?
He seems
no,
very intense.
They're weak.
very
They are
intense.
weak. They make a country weak. Every time that a king... You realize what happened to most recent dictators?
Yeah, I
They
do.
died. They died in World War II, and their countries were taken over. They were weak.
Okay, well, again, a little cognitive dissonance there. Donald Trump, by the way, posted this on Truth Social. Huge thank you to all the No Kings protesters yesterday. I was very concerned a king was trying to take my place, but thanks to your tireless efforts, I am still your president. Great job, all. Oh my goodness. Okay. Singer John Bon Jovi went to a No Kings protest in New Jersey. He thinks Trump is a tyrant and his supporters are delusional. What's your message to John Bon Jovi? You do you, John. I bet some people didn't even recognize you in the crowd. Some probably did. I mean, come on, we're all old. John, Siri, how old is John Bon Jovi? I think John and I are the same age. He's 2 years older than me. Yeah. A lot of people might recognize me in the street from my 25-year-old self when I was, studly and good looking and shit. And probably wouldn't even know who I was now unless they had to stop me and go, hey, I saw you. Well, no, actually all my friends would know because I see them. I have a lot of friends on Facebook that are from high school and college, but you know what I mean? Unless John Bon Jovi was carrying a guitar and walking with Richie Sambora, no one know who the fuck he is in that crowd. And my message to him, hey, hope you had fun at the protest. What did you accomplish, John? What did you accomplish? Oh, Joe from Jers. Is anyone triggered by the ridiculous No Kings protest? Any of you people triggered by the No Kings protest? Yes or no? In fact, I'm going to do a poll. Are you, wait a minute, excuse me. Are or were you triggered by the No Kings protest? Are or were you triggered by the No Kings protest? There we go. There we got a poll. We got a poll, everybody. All right. Harry Sisson, he's going to get PTSD from a meme. Harry Sisson about the meme that he got pooped on. Remarkable to see none of these elected Republicans condemn Trump's AI video of him dropping poop on me and millions of people protesting against him. They'll literally defend attacking Americans if it means sucking up to Trump. Harry, I know, look, if someone can send just this part of the show to Harry Sisson, just this part, just clip it and send it to Harry Sisson. Harry, it wasn't real. Harry, it wasn't real. You'll be fine. Besides, somebody wrote your script to be upset about it. It was dumb, but seriously. Okay, thank you. All right, let's go through some articles real quick that have more things to watch about this. But some of the headlines. Oh, by the way, this is some breaking news from yesterday. Apparently, appeals court is allowing Trump's deployment of the National Guard in Portland to protect the ICE building, a federal building. Hello, TC. What's up? Good morning. An appeals court just ruled that Donald Trump can deploy National Guard troops to violence-plagued Portland, Oregon. The Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility in Portland has been under near constant siege for months as Antifa, Trantifa, and other radical leftists violently harassed and even assault agents at federal property. Trump wanted to send military backup, and this time the legal decision went his way. Forbes reported Monday, a federal appeals court ruled Monday that President Donald Trump can send troops to Portland, Oregon, while litigation over their deployment moves forward, overturning a lower court that blocked Trump from the latest effort to use military in Democratic-leaning cities. Look, this is kind of crazy to me that judges are even contemplating this question. It's a federal facility. And so he's not going out, now I can see if they question going into neighborhoods where places, where people don't want them, right? Oh, by the way, do y'all remember when there was a bunch of violence on the subways in New York City? And Governor Kathy Hochul called up the New York State National Guard, okay, National Reservist or whatever, called up reservists, and had them patrolling the subways to stop violence in the subways. Did anyone protest that? Do you remember anyone protesting that? I don't remember anyone protesting that. And actually, I think Donald Trump even praised her for doing that. That was all Kathy Hochul. And now they're mad that they might be sending people into other crime-ridden areas. But anyway, the whole thing in Portland is they're there to protect a federal building. Now, I distinctly remember times in history when presidents would bring out the National Guard to protect people or whatever, like dating back to, well, 1957. Remember Central High School in Arkansas, when they were desegregating the Arkansas public schools, and they sent the National Guard out to protect the students who were desegregating the schools. And there's probably, if you go through from about then until to now, there's all kinds of instances where presidents have deployed National Guard to either help people or whatever that have never been challenged in court. Or if they were, they lost. And to protect specifically federal property, they did that in 2000. What year was that? When, like from 2019, 2020, the courthouse in Portland, again, the same fucking weirdo activists, Antifa, and all them fuckwads, were surrounding that federal courthouse, and they brought in the National Guard to protect that building. I don't think the courts said anything about it then. It's just that, they want to be able to use the line, "Oh, he's bringing in the military to attack citizens." No, he's bringing in the military to protect federal property, which federal property, it's appropriate, I suppose. Don't you think? I don't know. Anyway. All right. And by the way, here's No Kings far left riot. Oh, there were riots in Portland? I didn't even know there were riots in Portland for the No Kings thing. Here we go. Here's some
I have my gas mask on, but just look at the amount of tear gas being used on this crowd. Enormous amounts of it. You have the pepper ball still being fired, and look at the crowd. Many of them don't even have gas masks, and they're still in front of the ICE facility.
This is at the ICE facility.
We started to notice. Oh, look at that pop. We started to notice the agents put it on their
because they're throwing rocks and bottles and shit at them.
The crowd is only getting more aggressive here.
Jorge, are those flashbang grenades being deployed by the federal agents that we hear, or are those fireworks being thrown from the protesters?
Right now, Alex, those are flashbangs. You see?
You get the idea, what's happening in Portland. Also, let's see, a quick reminder as to why President Trump is deploying 200 National Guardsmen to Portland. This is Savannah Hernandez.
This is Savannah Hernandez in Portland, Oregon, in front of the ICE facility because 200 National Guardsmen are set to be...
Is Avocados Diablo not here? I felt something was missing. And it's AD. Well, I hope everything's okay with AD. And because I think he would enjoy this particular report because, I know Avocados Diablo, and he would appreciate this report.
Deployed to the city later on this week. Now, earlier today, President Donald Trump stated that these National Guardsmen are already in place, and it's speculated that we'll start to see movement later this week. But I wanted to give you guys a brief timeline and a reminder as to why 200 National Guard are necessary in front of the ICE facility. Now, June 4th, where they start...
Because they're threatening ICE agents at a federal facility. That's why. They're attacking ICE agents. They're doxing ICE agents. They're threatening their families. That's probably why.
Part of these protests here in Portland, and that's the first time that Antifa tried to impede federal officials by blocking the driveway, blocking those ICE vehicles, similar to what we've seen across the country. And then you fast forward to the beginning of July. You had ICE agents that were doxxed. You had Antifa members who were printing out their photos alongside their addresses and trying to get people to go and intimidate them at their homes. At the beginning of September, you also had Antifa members who brought a guillotine with a sharpened blade to peacefully protest in front of this facility.
Oh my gosh! Were they actually going to cut somebody's head off with that guillotine? Because you know how that little fake noose, that's the 3-foot high noose that they had at the January 6th protest. Well, they sharpened this one. Now, I don't think this was symbolic, I'm sure, but were they actually going to try to cut off somebody's head? Were they threatening the life of federal officials with this totally real guillotine? Who knows? Thank you, TC. Hey, we got a sponsor today. That's awesome. TC, you are now the new Streamland Superstar sponsor of the day. Oh, it's TC, Big Balls Squirrel with $6 in the tip jar. Ready to take one for the team. Quote, I am willing to sleep with Jill Biden to save America. I let her lick my tail and taint. That's lovely. That's lovely, TC. Big ball squirrel. The squirrel's at it again. Just it gets weirder and weirder. You know, Jill Biden was actually quite attractive when she was younger, and she for whatever how old she is. I suppose she's a nice looking old lady too. But I'm not. We're not. No. I'm not even thinking about that. Anyway, thank you, TC. All right. Oh, here you are near the. There you go. You get a little cha-ching and a cha-ching.
And just last night.
Anyway, they've been around this building for months now. Since March, this building's been under siege, and Donald Trump's like, okay, enough of the bullshit. Let's move on, motherfuckers, or we'll put some National Guard in front of yourselves. All right. Oh, by the way, Antifa's propaganda site. They had a website for a place for something that's not a real thing. It's not an entity. It's not an organization. They had a website. Antifa's beloved terror propaganda site goes dark over dire threat of the Trump administration. A major anti-fascist group that posts anonymous content taking credit for illegal acts is pulling the plug on its website amid President Donald Trump's crackdown on leftist criminal networks. It's going down. IGD, an Antifa-aligned anarchist site, cannot continue its work under the dire circumstances Trump has created for the far left, according to a Saturday announcement on the site. IGD brazenly promoted violence for years before Trump returned to office and ordered law enforcement agencies to prioritize fighting domestic terrorism from movements such as Antifa. So Andy Nope reported this. The terror group propaganda site It's Going Down has officially announced it will be shutting down, coinciding with Trump's administrative crackdown on organized leftist crime networks. So, and the DOJ is going after him. The DOJ named IGD in a November 2020 criminal complaint against Ellen Brennan Reich. That's an ironic name for an anti-fascist. Ellen Brennan Reich. And Samantha Francis Brooks, who tried to sabotage a train track in Washington State last January. Two leftists left a shunt device designed to interfere with train signals on the track, and someone posted a claim of responsibility for the crime on IGD shortly thereafter. So they announce and brag about their sabotage and violence they do. And so FTG to IGD or whatever it was. Also, a lot of, the peaceful protests. Well, we showed you this lady who protested with a Mexican flag, gives a bullet in the neck gesture for Charlie Kirk. Apparently she's a Chicago public school teacher at it was Nathan Hill Elementary School. And apparently they're not going to fire her. But here's, this video was apparently posted by her husband before he deactivated his account. Her shooting herself in the neck. Oh, because they had a Charlie Kirk flag, so she pictured herself shooting herself in the neck. By the way, is political violence ever okay? Americans overwhelmingly say no. I would say duh. 58%, 63%. Oh, even liberals, 69%. Never justified. It's pretty overwhelming, political violence not being known. I'm surprised more Republicans say it's sometimes justified, though. That's weird. And independents, too, 22%. I think, though, conservatives, though, moderates, liberals. Interesting. I don't know. No. But overall, Americans reject political violence. You can look at those polls later. I'm going to scoot over to this article because J.B. Raskins claimed the No Kings protests were totally positive and totally patriotic. And then I'm going to give you some examples of how maybe that's not totally true.
Spoke at the No Kings rally in Philadelphia. Does what you saw support the argument that this was a Hate America rally?
It kind of was. It's a hate Donald Trump rally. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Anna Lynn is in the house. Cryptic's in the house. And Black Hebrew Israelites in the house.
That's right.
How about y'all? Good morning, fellas. It's about damn time you got here. Okay, back to Jamie Raskin. He's
totally patriotic.
Oh, totally patriotic.
And totally supportive of us getting the American government back in business again, reopening.
Yeah, talk to your Democratic colleagues in the Senate,
and supporting
Jamie,
the federal
dumbass.
workforce. And, you know, I kicked off by saying that Speaker Johnson was talking about a Hate America rally, but that one had already taken place on January 6th, 2021, when Trump incited a mob of insurrectionists who violently assaulted our police officers, wounding and injuring more than 140 of them in order to overturn.
So he's got his talking points ready for this interview. Clearly has his talking points ready. He doesn't want to talk about anything that's happened since or before that day. And he wants to pretend that this rally was totally positive. Nobody was saying mean things, nothing. It was 100% positive.
A presidential election, he lost by more than 7 million votes. That's what a Hate America rally looks like. This is what a Love America movement looks like. And that's why they've been trashing it for weeks now, because they know that.
And no one on MSNBC is going to check his math on this. They're just going to let him say whatever he wants to say, whether it's bullshit or not.
Millions of Americans are standing up against their authoritarianism.
I guess the question, Congressman, and particularly obviously for Democrats,
what's her follow-up?
Can you take the energy from these rallies and use it effectively moving forward?
Would you please make it a movement, she's asking. Oh, what happened there? Why isn't it playing? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, well, that's the question, but I think it was answered on Saturday.
It wasn't answered. It wasn't answered. So the same 7 million protesters that come out for every fucking protest that the left puts on were all out there at the same time. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Okay? That's what I say. Maybe are all those people going to go out and help people get people to vote in the midterm elections? Who knows? Or will the right rally in the midterms? Right now, where was it? Somewhere it was reading something where there's like net Democrat voter registrations are down over 2 million. Net Republican voter registrations are up almost 3 million. Where for the first time ever, they're like in some states, there more Republicans are registered to vote than Democrats. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And you know. Again, I got to go back to the fact that, you know, they have this No Kings rally because a duly elected president that won the regular vote, the real vote, the electoral college, which is how we choose presidents, and just the popular vote, which doesn't mean squat except for psychologically, and the House and the Senate. All because of our democracy. Representative Republic, I know, but all democratically elected. And you're saying that we're losing our democracy. No, you just lost an election. That's all. That's all there is to it. Okay, enough of Raskin. Let's go to some of the incidents that were not as peaceful. I know I'm running out of time here, but that's okay. We're just going to look at a couple of these. Well, that's not going to work. Let's try this article. Okay, so some of the things that were not so peaceful. We already saw the lady with the Charlie Kirk nonsense, right? Here's some pictures from, let's see, what's this from? Some of the signs that people were putting out. The so-called No Kings contest wasn't a protest. It was a coordinated and corruptly funded mass call for political murder. Oh, no! The crowd was filled with left-wing extremists openly calling for the murder of President Trump and celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. When people show you who they really are, believe them. One man dressed as Charlie the assassin, a woman reenacting the moment Charlie Kirk was shot in the neck, protesters saying, "I'm glad Hitler's dead," when asked about Charlie Kirk. The crowd singing Bella Ciao, the same phrase engraved on the bullets used by Kirk's assassination, sign mocking Trump and Erica's injuries, which heals faster, Trump's ear, Erica's heart, a billboard honoring Charlie destroyed and covered with smash fascism. This wasn't free speech. No, it was free speech, but it was rancid free speech. This was a display of pure hatred and a call for murder. And that's, they always say, oh, the right's so filled with hate. Oh, no, not even compared to the left. This machine kills fascists. Well, who are the fascists? Oh, you're supposed to kill fascists? Who are the fascists? You must have specific people you're talking about when you say the fascists. This the video of the chick doing the Charlie Kirk thing. We've seen that multiple times. Here's the view from the truck. This is the view from the truck of they were driving by with a Charlie Kirk sign. This is a Chicago public school teacher celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, shooting a shot in the neck. They're not going to do anything about it. Boy, she got a lot of play. Everyone keeps posting hers. Lucy Martinez, Nathan Hale's school. Anyway, but back to some of the other incidents. This is, someone says, is it any coincidence that Lucy Martinez, the teacher who mocked Charlie Kirk's murder during the No Kings protest, teaches at a school with abysmal academic results? Well, it's Chicagoland area. What do you expect? When you hire activists instead of educators, children lose. When teachers unions choose politics over academics, children lose. Also, but here's another one too. Now this is a child that they have out there pretending to stab an effigy of Donald Trump. Is this what you're teaching your kids? Is this what you're teaching your kids? Here, let's take the music off. They have... Is that what you're teaching your kids? And then giving other people a chance to hit it, whatever. It's not a piñata. Hate has no home here. That's the theme, though, right? What else they got here? And all these people standing around going, oh yeah, there we go. Flip them off. People not wanting to talk. Oh, she seems nice.
Get off my land! These are my lands! Get off my land! I told you, get off my land! These are my land! Get off my...
Okay, apparently he's Native American claiming get off my land, whatever. It's funny, by the way, I was thinking about just the other day because there was a clip of our lieutenant governor who's half indigenous or half American Indian. And she was talking about how in Minnesota, even though Donald Trump said we're going to celebrate Columbus Day, that nope, in Minnesota, we passed a law to call it Indigenous Peoples Day, and that's what we're celebrating in Minnesota. And it got me to thinking, aren't you the same people who say we shouldn't celebrate the people who lost a war? I know that's cold. That's cold. When they talk about Civil War and the statues in the South and celebrating people who lost the war. Well, aren't you people celebrating Indigenous People Day, celebrating the people who lost? Anyway, that's rude. I shouldn't say that. Also, let's see. Oh, here's a photo from the Denver's No Kings protest. One of them says, Charlie had it coming. Like, they want you dead. What is this guy wearing, though? This is the one I wanted to see. What are these shirts? Oh, politicians don't die like they used to. Make assassinations great again. Wow.
Your life makes me sad.
Wow. Make assassinations great again. So they're openly calling for the murder of somebody or celebrating the murder of somebody. These people are special. These people are truly special. And then there's this one. Oh, this is a peaceful No Kings marcher in Seattle with this sign. Hang on a second here. It's just peaceful, you know. Peaceful No Kings marcher in Seattle had this sign.
Kill Nazis. Who do you define as a Nazi?
Would you like to kill Nazis with me? Who are the Nazis?
Who are you gonna kill? Nazis. Who do you define as a Nazi? What do you mean? It's pretty. In this context, who's a Nazi? Stephen Miller's a Nazi. So you're gonna kill Stephen Miller? If I had a chance, yeah, I would. I don't know if that's something I'd say on camera, bro.
And he's special. Another special one. Thank you. TC BBW with a 5 spot in the tip jar saying, I like them big. I like them chunky. I like them big. I like them plumpy. I like them round with something something. They like my sound. They think I'm funky. Yeah! Thank you, TC. I'll accept that over the whatever the squirrel's doing. That squirrel's freaky deaky. I'm just saying. And then this is a professor at a university calling for people to. Well, let me let him speak for himself. This guy's special.
We gotta turn around the guns on this fascist system. These ICE agents gotta get shot and wiped out. The state machinery that's a full display right there has to get wiped out. You gotta grab a gun. We got.
Think the feds will be visiting him anytime soon? He's calling the Chicago Post. Now they found out that he was a professor at some school. Where did they? Here, hang on a second. I can't remember where they had him. Also, another man held a sign calling for better snipers with a photo of Donald Trump in the crosshairs of a scope. That's worth a Secret Service visit, isn't it? Hello, Midnight Exile. What's up? Yeah, that's special. That's special. This one, another No Kings protester who, again, they're, for peaceful protesters, they sure like to talk about
came out on your birthday. You
murder.
Thought it was important. So this is your birthday. So you came out on.
Yo, shorty, it's your birthday. TC, there's one for you. You said TC BBW. Here's a heifer for you. Okay.
Your birthday, you thought it was important. Tell me why.
Absolutely, because I have 2 little boys who deserve a bright future of freedom and democracy. And this is a nightmare that I'm living in.
Nightmare, she says. I mean, the ICE agents are standing outside her door, smacking her in the face.
And to be loud and proud, and there's no other way I'd want to celebrate my birthday than with my parents and my best friend fighting for our country.
What are you accomplishing? What are you accomplishing?
What do you hope happens? You wake up tomorrow morning.
I hope that I see the obituary that we're all waiting for tomorrow. That's what I hope for.
Yeah. you wishing that President Trump is dead?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Isn't she special?
Okay.
Absolutely.
So you get the idea. That's there's a lot of that. David Hogg, the person who posts this, has access to the nuclear code. Oh my God. I don't know who's referencing to. Here's another one. Liberal No Kings protesters celebrate the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Just, these people are so special. The people of love and tolerance want you dead.
Together, and we might even need to be a little bit meaner, because the Republicans don't mind being mean.
Really?
By mean, what do you mean? Do you mean protesting? Do you mean?
Maybe we have to, I don't know, stop being so nice.
Like you got to start hurting people?
I'm a pretty nice lady, but I can be pretty mean too.
Okay, and I have to ask this because people on the other side are going to say that they feel like the Democrat Party has been mean. Recently, with Charlie Kirk being assassinated,
He's a piece of garbage. Of course we were mean. I am so tired of people saying, oh, but, it's a terrible thing. No, Hitler is dead. I'm glad Hitler's dead. Evil people have no place
This is, again, if they can paint you evil, it's okay to kill you.
Human being. It was disgusting, the things that he said and did.
Okay.
I have
And you're
I don't have time
comparing
for that. I'm sorry.
your fellow Americans.
I have to
to that.
point my energy in other directions.
Okay. So, anyway, I have multiple articles with different incidents, whatnot, if you want to watch more of them. Also, the aggregator is going to be in the links today. I'm also putting the Minnesota's largest candy store in the links today, just because. By the way, I didn't even mention the cup today. If you're Minnesotan, you understand this. If you're not a Minnesotan, this is something to make fun of, because I still make fun of it to this day. It is not Duck, Duck, Gray Duck. It's Duck, Duck, Goose. Am I making myself clear? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for today. Just a little viewing extravaganza, because I was so late. I just was kind of lazy, but I had already planned on doing this. But anyway, so here are today's links. I'll be dropping them in the chat in about 10 seconds here. Here are the links. Oops. Well, I spelled the wrong again. That's because my fingers move too fast. There we go. There's all the links of the stuff we have. There's a bunch of articles and stuff. Oh, why am I? Okay, that's in there. And that's it. I got to go. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow on Hump Day. And my name is Dawg Knight. And I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the Dawg Knight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.